Coming up next on Win News, a man and a woman taken to hospital after a crash in Duggan. The ANU welcomes news of a National Space Agency and a special tribute for a Canberra jockey.
Across Canberra and its surrounding regions, this is Win News.
Tonight, a man fights for life after a motorbike and truck collide in Fyshwick. The ACT aiming to be the home of Australia's new space agency. And the push for pets to be allowed on Canberra's bus network. Good evening, I'm Geoff Phillips. Also coming up in this bulletin, the UC Capitals sign one of Australia's rising stars. A man is fighting for life in hospital tonight after a crash in Fyshwick. It's just one of several disturbing incidents on Canberra roads in the past 24 hours, triggering a fresh road safety warning from the city's police.
A motorcycle travelling east on Cessnock Street in Fyshwick collided with this truck as it negotiated a crest.
Next week's budget will see the federal government provide $50 million to establish Australia's space agency. The announcement has experts all around the country buzzing with excitement, and the ANU is stepping up to play a crucial role.
The federal government seeing the opportunity to capitalise on industry, set to unveil $50 million in the budget for Australia's own space agency.
Investment in a program designed to create a safer environment in public housing flats on Ainslie Avenue has been hailed a success. According to a report released by the Australian Institute of Criminology, the rate of violent crime has halved and property crime has dipped 60% in the area. The program enables residents to engage with social workers who provide law-abiding community activities and facilitate access to services. Canberra buses could have a few four-legged passengers in the future, with the ACT Greens and the RSPCA teaming up to push for relaxed public transport pet laws. The pair argues vet visits are a challenge for non-drivers and note the light rail will be animal-friendly.
It's a common sight in New York City, subway riders creatively interpreting a rule that only permits pet dogs to ride the rails if they're enclosed in a container. Now, if the ACT Greens and RSPCA have their way, a similar spectacle could be coming to Canberra.
Stay with us after the break. A Canberra apprentice awarded a special grant, and the Bungendore Cafe aiming to provide employment for all. Fyshwick businesses are firing up over a proposed recycling plant for the industrial area, fearing the impacts of the project will force them to shut up shop. However, Capital Recycling Solutions is forging ahead, insisting it's already acted on community concerns over the plans.
The company's original plan was to convert waste to energy.
The technology and emission controls we will use will comply with the strictest standards in the world.
Sport is next with Amy. The UC Capitals snare the signature of a rising Aussie star.
They do, Geoff, and we'll tell everyone about their new recruit next. Plus, main draw action gets underway at the ACT Squash Open. In sport, the UC Capitals have signed one of Australia's brightest young talents for the next 2 seasons. Kristy has spent the past 4 years in America playing college basketball with the Baylor Lady Braves, selected by the Atlanta Dream in the second round of this year's WNBA draft. Sparks are sure to fly this weekend in round 6 of the National Premier League when Tigers FC take on Canberra in a traditionally fiery affair. Canberra FC is out to continue its unbeaten start to the season.
A perfect start to 2018 hasn't left Canberra FC complacent as it prepares for a fired-up Tigers outfit.
And Queanbeyan trainer Joe Cleary's taken out this afternoon's Wagga Town Plate, Geoff.
Always a big couple of days down to Wagga for the Town Plate and the Gold Cup.
Sure is.
Wonderful time. Weather is next with Kristy Coulcher, and the cloud cover stuck around today.
That's right, Geoff, but is it going to bring some rain? I'll have all the details after the break. Hello again. It was another mild autumn day with temperatures sitting a couple of degrees above the May average. Today's weather photo is from Richard, who was up early to capture the sunrise over Gungahlin. If you've got a weather photo you'd like to see on TV, you can email it through to weather@wintv.com.au. Let's take a look at the details from today. We saw a top of 27 degrees in Wollongong and Nowra, and further south we hit 29 in Maruya. It was a windy start at Perisher with gusts up to 72 kilometres per hour, while Thredbo had the lowest daytime temp of just 7 degrees. Saw a top of 29 in Bombala though. It was cold to start the morning in Braidwood, where it topped out at 24 degrees, 25 for Gungahlin and Queanbeyan. On the satellite, a high pressure system over the central Tasman Sea extends a ridge to the northern New South Wales coast, bringing warm northerly winds. And on the synoptic, a cold front approaching from the west is expected to cross most districts tomorrow, accompanied by fairly gusty conditions and a cooler change. A severe weather warning has been issued for damaging winds in the Snowy Mountains, particularly alpine areas above 1,900 metres, with winds averaging 80 to 90 kilometres per hour and peak gusts in excess of 125 kilometres per hour. To the forecast for the south coast, possible thunderstorms in the morning and afternoon. The cold temperatures, rain and gusty winds have led to a grazier's warning across the ACT, Southern Tablelands and Snowy Mountains, where we'll see a top of 6 degrees in Perisher and just 4 in Thredbo. Canberra will be cloudy with a very high chance of rain. It'll have a top of 17 degrees tomorrow, and in the week ahead, early morning fog and sunny days for the weekend. Clouds expected to move in with some light winds on Monday. They'll stick around for Tuesday before a slight chance of rain on Wednesday. So the first weekend of May is looking like a good one. Geoff?
A fine weekend is always nice. Kristy, thank you. And that is Win News for Thursday, the 3rd of May. I'm Geoff Phillips. Thanks for your company. Until 6 tomorrow, good night.
This has been a Win News presentation. Win News, Regional Australia's #1 news source.